Hello, this is Sarah Garza. I'm a student in Dr. Luis Hato's contemporary biology class, Bio 1233-001, and my video today will be about how triphasic birth control pills work in the female body. To start off with, there are different types of birth control. There's the patch, a vaginal ring, Nexplanon, the Depo-Provera shot, birth control pills, and intrauterine devices. You can see pills right here and the intrauterine device right here. Their primary use is to prevent pregnancy, but birth control also works to manage endometriosis. They prevent the growth and spread of ovarian cysts, and they also regulate a woman's menstrual cycle. There are different types of birth control pills. There's the combination pill, which uses a mix of estrogen and progesterone, which is called progestin, and the mini pill, which is progestin only. The combination pill itself has three different categories: monophasic, biphasic, and triphasic pills. Unlike the mini pill and monophasic pill, in which every pill has the same dose of hormone, biphasic and triphasic combination pills work in different hormone doses for different weeks in order to more closely mimic the hormonal phases or the menstrual cycle that a woman has over the course of 28 days. The first stage of a woman's menstrual cycle is called the menses stage. There's the menses stage for the first one, the follicular phase, ovulation phase, and luteal phase. The first one is menses, which is what's known as a woman's period. During this period, the primary female reproductive hormones, estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, are at their lowest point in a woman's cycle, which you can see demonstrated right here, and they begin to climb. The uterine lining is shed if an egg has not been fertilized. This period usually lasts between 1 and 7 days. The second stage is the follicular stage, usually during days 8 through 14. During this stage, estrogen continues to climb. Testosterone begins to climb as well during the second half of the stage, so roughly day 11. A woman's libido begins to increase, as the testosterone does, in preparation for the release of her egg on day 14. The lining of the uterus will also begin to thicken. You can see the hormones for this period represented right here. The third stage is the ovulation stage, which are during days 15 through 22. The egg has been released on day 14. Estrogen and testosterone levels will begin to decrease, but progesterone will begin to increase. The uterus continues to thicken its lining in the case that a fertilized egg will come to attach itself. You can see the hormone decreasing and increasing right here, and here are picture demonstrations of each phase. The phase is this one right here. And the third stage is the luteal phase. During this stage, which is during days 23 through 28, testosterone has basically flatlined at this point. Estrogen continues to decrease. Progesterone also begins to decrease as well. If the fertilization of the egg has not occurred and has it implanted in the uterine lining, the body will prepare to shed it during the menses stage. And we are back at the first stage, beginning the cycle all over again. Circling back to the types of birth control, talking about what makes a birth control pill triphasic. The triphasic birth control pill is a type of combination birth control, which is the type of pill that uses estrogen and progestin, the synthetic form of progesterone. That'll contain 3 different hormone doses during the first 3 weeks, and then have a placebo week for the last week that does not contain hormones. Typically, the first week of this pill will contain the lightest dose of hormones, the second week will have slightly more, and the third week the most. Here's an example of a triphasic birth control pill called orthotricycline. You can see here the starting dose is 0.025 micrograms of ethanol, 0.18, 0.180 micrograms of norgestimate. Ethanol stays the same, norgestimate goes up a little bit. During week 3, ethanol stays the same, norgestimate has gone up again. And during week 4 is a placebo week in which there are no hormones at all. Okay, how triphasic birth control pills work. In the beginning of the menstrual cycle, during the menses stage, the addition of the estrogen from the pills will signal to the hypothalamus that the hormones that stimulate the release of the egg are not needed. And the progestin will work to thicken the endometrial lining in the uterus. It will also produce extracervical mucus, which works to prevent attachment of a fertilized egg to the uterus and prevent flow of sperm into the uterus. You can see here at the cervical opening and in the neck of the cervix, extracervical mucus is there due to the triphasic birth control pills. Since ovulation does not occur due to the estrogen, the worry of pregnancy is decreased significantly. The third way that triphasic birth control pills alter the woman's body is that it adds endometrial or uterine lining, which is shown right there. Triphasic birth control also works in changing hormone levels throughout a woman's menstrual cycle. The synthetic addition of these hormones work in affecting the reproductive hormones to prevent pregnancy in various ways. A woman's hormone levels with birth control pills looks much different than the natural hormone cycle, but the differing hormone levels that triphasic birth control pills have work to more closely mimic the natural cycle. You can see here in a regular birth control pill that is not triphasic, estrogen and progesterone immediately climb at the beginning of the menstrual cycle, stay high and steady throughout the entire thing, and then immediately crash right before the luteal phase. The withdrawal of these hormones cause a synthetic period or a withdrawal bleed. Going down here, we see how triphasic pills work in mimicking the hormone cycle. The lines, the pink line right here and the blue one right here, are the natural progesterone and estrogen in a woman's cycle. The colored blocks right here and right here are the synthetic progesterone and estrogen that a triphasic pill will provide. You can see how the synthetic progesterone and natural progesterone match much more closely. The pill estrogen and the natural estrogen match more closely as opposed to normal hormonal birth control pills right here. And that is the end of my presentation. My references are included in the slides I used them in. They are also right here for reference. Thank you for watching.